Hello, everybody. Yes, I am indeed the still reasonably new head of service design at the RCA, though I've gone quite grey in the last 8 months. This was not the first year I was planning, but it's been amazing. And I've probably, and thank you for asking me to talk about mentoring. I think it's such a hugely important part of what we do, whether I'm mentoring students or mentoring fellow designers in my teams over the last 20, 30 years and beyond that. I've got two or three kind of approaches and views about mentoring that I'd love to share with you. I think the first is that I find I never really mentor designers on design, that I take it for granted that the people I talk to, whether they're young or established as designers, know about design and are brilliant. The aspect of design that we need most help with, and I think we can use our experience to deliver most value, is the context of design. The things that go on around design. So, for example, in many teams in difficult places like banks, building a sense not of your creativity. I take it for granted that people will create great ideas, but it's the delivery of that is the big issue. And resilience, I think, is probably one of the most important aspects I find when I'm talking to young designers who are full of ideas, full of creativity. How do we build up their resilience to cope with the knocks and the distractions and the different opinions that people have in the organizations they are trying to impact change, whether it was as a product designer or a digital designer, but especially in service design, where we are delivering new systemic wide transformations. Frankly, we need to do a lot of collaboration, a lot of co-creation, but be resilient to the fact that people will not always get this. And so I think that's probably one of the most important aspects, is building a sense of resilience, keep going, the tactics that you need to deliver your strategy. And then we move into leadership, because I think we talk a lot about, especially in service design, our facilitation role. Design has become much more a facilitation, helping other people move along. But increasingly, we're seeing the need for leadership. And leadership is not a Churchillian thing. Leadership is empowerment and enabling others to do what they want to do, to removing the barriers. And I think mentoring is such a powerful enabler and an empowerer. If you breathe oxygen into people, they breathe oxygen themselves into the people they are trying to change, whether it's innovation, new technology, or a new service. And I think the final sort of part of that triangle really is that it's so difficult to work with people who have completely different behavioral characteristics to you. And it's the one thing I wish I'd been mentored on, I wish I knew about much earlier in my career, was, if you've ever had a Myers-Briggs character personality test done on you, then you'll know you're probably entirely different to everybody else in the company. At Barclays, we were put into a situation where we had to line a wall depending on how creative and innovative we were. And I was one end of the wall and there were 100 other people down the other end. And I realized, that's why I'm struggling here. Understanding that, again, helping people learn how to communicate and influence people who have a completely different mindset, a completely different education, but you have to take them on the journey. And again, with service design, that's sort of fundamental. So these are the things we can't teach. You can only learn, and because of experience you do learn it the hard way usually. And I think mentoring in so many ways is about using that experience, turning it back, and as I say, breathing oxygen into a younger generation, making them more resilient, helping them lead, and helping them cope with the differences that otherwise will be difficult for them to overcome and mean they're leaving and they don't get the impact. It's about impact. So finally, the most recent example I've had in mentoring, I'm learning and being challenged enormously myself. I have joined the 300 Black Business initiative that was set up only about 4 weeks ago. It started off with 100 Black businesses, it's now gone to 300, fantastic crowdfunding impact, and a whole bunch of people have signed up to mentor people, Black designers, Black businesses, to take what we know, but at the same time, we're being mentored in diversity and understanding the post-Black Lives Matter, if I can put it like that. And that's allowing me to mentor and being a great challenge as well. So I hope that's been of interest, my own perspective on mentoring. Thanks very much, Stephen.